Yeast mode takes over. So last month, my roommate Jamie decided to make their own sourdough starter. You know, the kind where they feed it flour and water like it's a Tamagotchi, except you can't accidentally drown this one in the sink. Trust me, I asked. At first, it just sat in a little mason jar, quietly bubbling away on the top shelf of our fridge. But then Jamie started talking to it. "It's alive," they'd say, with a little too much enthusiasm for something that smells like wet socks. Soon, Jamie stopped calling it the starter and started calling it by a name, Yeast mode. I thought this was hilarious until Yeast mode started taking over. First, it migrated to a bigger bowl, then a Tupperware. Next thing I know, there's a literal 5-gallon bucket wedged between last week's takeout and an unopened carton of oat milk. Jamie was feeding it twice a day, like some kind of flour-hungry pet. And I swear I saw it wink at me once when I reached for the butter. Our other roommates got involved. Alex started leaving post-it notes. Yeast mode ate my cheese. Sam started a betting pool on when the starter would finally outgrow the fridge. I tried to fight back by moving it to the bottom shelf, but every morning it was back up top, like it had a favorite spot. Jamie claimed it was rising to the challenge. I was starting to think Yeast mode was getting a little too comfortable, especially after Jamie crocheted it a tiny beanie so it wouldn't get cold. Last night, we had an emergency roommate meeting. The debate, Yeast mode versus actual food space. Jamie argued, it's part of the family now. Alex threatened to call a dough exorcist. We compromised by giving Yeast mode its own shelf, and Jamie promised to stop making puns for a week. But this morning, I caught Jamie trying to sneak in a second bucket. When I called them out, they just grinned and said, "What can I say? I'm just trying to loaf around."